Hey, Realtors, quick question. How much business and personal business are you doing from your mobile phone today? From calls, emails, contracts, to even banking? If that answer is a lot, then it's time to talk about mobile phone security. What happens if you lose your phone? What happens to all that client-sensitive data? I think it's pretty scary. But don't worry, that's what we're here for. In this video, we're going to show you and talk to you about how to protect your mobile device and secure not just your personal data, but also your business and clients. So in this session, we are going to talk roughly about 10-ish ways that I think are some things that we need to be cognizant of, as well as aware of solutions you do. Now, you don't got to do them all by any stretch of the imagination, but I do believe you should be taking many of these into place. So the very first one, strong passwords and or biometrics, which are kind of known as pass keys. This is the basics, right? Pass codes are great, not if we're using 1, 2, 3, 4, or your birthday, or your spouse's birthday, or your kid's birthday, or even your pet's birthday. We put all that stuff on social media, it can be found. So we should be looking for stronger pass codes. Again, I do prefer pass keys, which are typically your eyeballs, your fingerprints, your facial recognition, things like that. So start thinking of special things that no one really knows about. Mine is something particular. I will not share you what it is, but if people spend enough time knowing me, they could possibly figure it out. So something that I can remember, but I don't talk about it on social media. I don't talk about it in life. Someone would have to know me for many, many years to be able to do that. But doing this is simple. But again, adding that facial recognition, that fingerprint is adding just one extra level of security to help tighten that up. 2, do two-factor authentication. I do think this is huge for us all. Two-factor authentication, or known as 2FA, is good. I know it sounds challenging, and I know it really is kind of a scary concept, but it's really not. This is where you log in to your phone, and then a second form of verification step, like a text or email, will confirm that it's really you. Most banks and a lot of real estate apps are already doing this already. And even your email accounts offer two-factor authentication. Facebook does to do that. While I don't personally use Google Authenticator, it is a sound solution. I don't typically recommend Google Authenticator, not because it's a bad solution, but more because it is can be a little challenging, because we live in a fast-paced world and we don't have time to think about certain stuff. So I don't lean on it. It can be good. It can be extremely solid for you, but it's not something out there. There's other tools like Authy that will do the same thing. AUTHY will be in there. This could be just simple ways of doing it. I would just use your devices or your accounts two-factor authentication. It should be enough. 3, encrypt your phone. I say this because it is a solid way of getting it done. Because if you do encrypt your phone, if your phone is stolen, people can't get into it. It's an extra barrier that's getting out there. Now, we're not going to go into quantum computing. It's a different conversation today. But this extra step is always challenging enough to come into play. So if you're using an iPhone, you're in luck. It's automatically encrypted. Android users, you'll need to turn it on manually. But trust me, it's worth it. Now, the downfall to it, it will slow things up just a tad bit. You have to decide if it's worth it or not. You just have to go into your settings and secure it and make your phone is encrypted. I don't personally do it. Whether I should or shouldn't is a different conversation. I just don't do it because I do most of these other practices in place. So just make sure you're in place for that. 2, you can install mobile security software. You have tools like Norton Mobile Security or Lookout. There's other ones in place. These not only will protect you from malware, phishing attacks, even viruses, they're going to help identify a little extra layer. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan on virus protection, not because it's not a solid solution, because it definitely is a solid solution. But the concept of virus protection to me is an extremely challenging thought, because most viruses have to be found before they can build a patch for them, which means you're already vulnerable while it's been out. So it builds a false sense of security for us in the industry. Now, I like it for that whoops moment, right? As long as we are practicing good steps and using common thought thinking processes, we're going to be good. So if you're using this as a redundancy, I think it's a solid solution for you. Mobile security virus on your phone can be a very good tool, but don't use it as a get out of jail free card. Use it as a redundancy for those whoops times. Now, next, have backup solutions, whether it's using iCloud or Google Drive or Dropbox, can be really solid solutions for you. All these tools have it in there. Some are great. Some you will have to take more manual steps to put stuff in place. Some are automatic. You also have tools like iCloud, Carbonite, which are also I love a lot, because not only will it back up your device, but it will back up your computer. So you can have both at the same time, which I absolutely love. But Google Drive, iCloud, it's something that's already built in, can be a really solid solution, putting that stuff there easily to go. My personal example is I love Google Photos, because I put it in there. It automatically takes the photos and backs it up automatically. It's really good, really easy to use, and I'm ready to go. And that way, if my phone gets hacked or I lose it or whatever, I'm not out of any of that stuff in place. So they're really good. I think they're nice. You may want to look outside that as well. Now, the next is very simple. Be aware of public Wi-Fis. Starbucks, hotels, airports are very dangerous places to be, because it's called a man-in-the-middle attack. And when you do this, these man-in-the-middle attacks, you think you're logging into the protected Wi-Fi, but you're really not. You are being duped, right? Someone's in there, you're going in through theirs. You're still getting internet access, so you don't care, but now you're sharing critical financial, critical personal business information that you do not want to be sharing on this solution. Now, I will be honest, I do a lot of work publicly in places like this, but I do it one of two ways. One, I just use my phone as a mobile hotspot. If you have an account with your carrier that lets you do that, great. It's easy. You can do that. But you also can do things, and even phones have it, where you can download tools that are called VPNs, virtual private networks. These virtual private networks will basically encrypt the conversation. It will not allow the man in the middle to see what's going on. So tools like that is ExpressVPN or Norton VPN that you can use that will make that very, very nice. Next in here, download only trusted apps. When you're downloading trusted apps, this is what's going on. So most of the time, as long as you're staying simply inside the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, you should be okay. But I would also recommend you look at the download count, right? If they only have a few, I wouldn't go too early, right? Many of these ask and give away way too many permissions, and you're giving away too much information in place. So I would not recommend doing it. Do the trusted stuff. Do things when you see someone like myself or other tech trainers that are out there that recommend things, because we've already gone through that process a little bit to evaluate that. I would always recommend that. Read the reviews and double check the informations and the permissions that go on with that. On that note, the other thing I will tell you in there is make sure you keep your phone and your apps up to date. This is where it changes for you. Those security updates are huge, because again, much like virus protection, they find things and they have exploitations, they're gonna fix it. If you don't fix it, now you're still available for that exploit. So please make sure you're there and use trusted apps, as well as make sure they are updated at all times. All right, realtors, here's the bottom line. Our phones are our offices, and keeping them secure isn't just about protecting our personal info. It's about protecting sensitive data of every single client that we work with. So take these steps today. Set up a password. strong passwords. Install a VPN, back up your data, and above all, stay vigilant. Say that again. After all, stay vigilant. I hope this video has helped you. If it has, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with your colleagues. And remember, security isn't just an option, it's our responsibility. Let's keep our business and our clients' data safe, and I'll see you at the next video.